Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Mitrou Project. My name is Daskalos, and I'm a professional archaeologist and certified interpretive guide. Now, last time we imported the island of Mitrou in a 1-to-1 scale, but, well, made out of dirt. So, this episode, let's change that. Alright, so last episode we got this all in here, but we've got some weird little artifacts of the whole importing process, like this with the water, and then you'll see we've got some holes over here in the ground, which we should probably level out. And then of course we've got all of these trees. So when they did the scan or the pictures or whatever from the drone, I got all the trees. So yeah, those have got to go too. Now I do have Worldedit in this, and last time was the first time I really truly played around with it a lot. So today we're going to play around with it a little bit more and see if we can't replace all of this dirt with grass blocks and then go through and maybe replace some of the other stuff. I have the island of Mitrou pulled up in Blender on another screen. And I'll be going back and forth and checking things out, like with these cliffs here. Well, we got to see what's going on with that. And I think we got some weird overhang over here too, so we're gonna have to clean that up. But basically, we're gonna be cleaning up this island and texturing it this episode. And of course, I will be talking a little bit more about the project. So here's Mitrou pulled up in Blender. This is how I got the island into the Minecraft world, and you'll notice we've got these cliffs here. Well, I guess the cliffs do have a little bit of an overhang as well from the trees, but I think, whoa, too close. Yeah, so the water goes up and there's a little bit of a shore here, which I don't think is in the Minecraft world, so we may have to start tweaking that a little bit. The main thing though is I need the color off of these cliffs. And I don't know what good color that would be in Minecraft, so we're gonna have to experiment with the different textures. Also, we're gonna have to put some grass in. These little 2 tracks though obviously aren't gonna be in there. And then you'll see that there's this big hole here that got missed by the scan for this object file. So we're gonna have to fill that in as well. So yeah, we got our work cut out for us, but not a big deal. Oh, and what I thought was a tree is actually a little bit of a mound. So yeah, we're gonna be going back and forth to this whole thing here as we figure out what we're gonna be doing with the island. But first, let's see if we can't replace all these dirt blocks with grass. That one, okay. If I remember right, you say replace. Okay. Dirt with grass. Too many arguments. What the hell does that mean? I'm an idiot. You have to do that. It's 2 slashes, not... anyways. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, very nice, very nice. Whoops. Aha, there we go. Now those are probably going to be something else, but I just want everything, the majority of the blocks are going to be grass, so it's better just to do this. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to fix this water.
A few minutes later.
Okay, it appears that the water has been fixed, so let's go ahead and start chopping down these trees. Okay, so it looks like the cliffs on this side have some trees and bushes. So Yeah, I think what we'll do is this sort of spot here will be the top. And I don't think anything goes any higher than that. So we're going to cut off a big chunk of these. Well, I don't know, actually. Whoop, a little too close. Right about here is probably going to be the highest. So let's check that out in Minecraft. So here is the same spot. So I think then I want to just cut off this level and back, right? Maybe this level right here. Let's do this top one first. There we are. So that'll be a stone layer. That'll be where we cut off the top. So let's go here. And here. Haha. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without actually looking it up. I would think it's cut. Actually, I would think it was just cut in general, right? That should be right. Let's see. Let's see if it works. Oh, hey, what do you know? I didn't even have to look that one up on tutorial. It's pretty straightforward. So that took out a lot of blocks that I don't need to really worry about anymore. My cat is snoring. I don't know if you can hear him. Oh my God, seriously, dude? Okay. Let's also replace this first layer. So we're gonna go back over to, yeah, the wool block over here somewhere, right? There's that, it's over here. Where'd my wool block go? Oh, I cut it out. Okay. Well, then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have to do a new one. Okay, so we do this. Oh my God, he's so loud. But he wants to be here where I'm at. Do that. Okay. So we're gonna need to replace this first layer here with something. And I want it to match the color pretty closely. So let's go ahead and check out the model in Blender again and see what color the sort of ground level is, and kind of go from there with the different blocks and see which ones look best. All right, so here we are. So I will need to add in the ground to the cliff faces that we cut off, but it's sort of a sandy color, but I don't want to use sand because then it'll just fall. Sort of a really light color too. So maybe a sandstone? Let's go ahead and experiment over in Minecraft. So I have white terracotta, and then I've got smooth sandstone. Oh yeah, smooth sandstone. That's what's going to be it. So let's replace Minecraft grass. Whoops, that was it. Grass block with Minecraft smooth sandstone. Ooh. Let's see what it looks like. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's pretty nice. We, of course, will be texturing this too a little bit later on. But we're just going to get the sort of blocky... Oh, I missed a water feature over here. Okay. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's actually looking really good. That also makes the grass really stand out a lot more. It's a lot greener than I would like it to be. Kind of wish this was in a savanna biome. I figured with the warm ocean it would be a savanna biome, but I guess not. Okay, that looks really good. Like really, really good. Let's go over to the cliffs. Now the cliffs are gonna need to be changed as well, but I'm gonna have to do that by hand, which is fine, not a big deal. It wasn't fine, it was a big deal. I did it with Worldedit. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Now this is all squared off, of course, but we're gonna smooth that out. And then, yeah, we'll fill in this hole, and we'll start getting rid of these trees. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the project. First things first though, in order to understand the goal of this project, you have to understand how conservation affects archaeological sites and the visitor experience. Now, when I say conservation, I bet you immediately think of preservation and protection. But in this case, the conservation I'm talking about is the 1 to 99 rule. And the idea is that in order for people to see and enjoy something, you need to destroy 1% of it in order to conserve the other 99. Okay, so it's not great, but it's better. So I think what we should do next is I really think we should get rid of a lot of this brush, these trees here, the things that are obviously trees, which is going to leave a lot of holes, like that big hole there. And then we got to look at the model again and get rid of the trees and brush that's up against here, which we've already kind of gotten rid of, but then we got to see how far in the cliffs go, or at least this sort of surface texture goes in as best we can. So let's go ahead and start at this end here, getting rid of all these trees, because this is going to be probably pretty easy, because I can just come in here and chop off well, right about, yeah, the ground level. It looks like it might kind of go, yeah, we can chop off a big chunk basically from here on back. And then once we get that, we'll start chopping off chunks, and then we'll just do some cleanup. I think that's probably the best bet. So let's go ahead and do that. Now this idea is used in public lands where people will visit. A trail will go through an area, effectively destroying that little 1% in order for people to see and enjoy the 99% untouched. If you didn't install that trail, people would wander and destroy more than what is destroyed by the trail, because just the act of walking across the landscape causes damage. And this same idea can be applied to archaeological sites. Trails that go through archaeological sites are destructive, but only where that trail is. So it is generally thought of as a sacrificial path in order for people to see and appreciate the rest of the site. But the placement is also important for the visitor experience. You won't place a trail too far away from the site, that'll invite people to wander off trail. And you wouldn't place multiple trails winding around the area because that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the little bit of destruction to preserve idea. Furthermore, an archaeological trail needs to go by areas of interest that can be interpreted through either a guidebook, narration by an expert, or wayside signs. A single, winding trail that brings visitors close enough to experience and see the things you wish them to see, while also having small offshoots in order to satiate their need to explore, is what is best. So placement of an interpretive trail at an archaeological site is a delicate balance between the visitor experience, site preservation, and mitigation of visitor-caused damage. And all of this brings us to this particular site in Greece. The island of Mitrou is not a public site. It has no standing architecture, and it doesn't have the name recognition as places like Mycenae, Athens, or Delphi. But that doesn't mean it isn't fascinating, or that nothing went on here. Matter of fact, you wouldn't know by looking at it, but Mitrou was populated from the Neolithic through at least the early Iron Age, and it had some very interesting features. Okay, so the north half of the island is done. Check it out. Yeah, pretty nice. But I have all of this in the south. So, let's knock that out too.
Many hours later.
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So apparently I can also fill or change this biome with the fill biome command. I looked it up. So let's try it out, shall we? Do this, fill biome, and then okay, and we want Savannah. Let's see if this works. Too many blocks in the specified volume. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's see if we can do this sort of piecemeal, I guess. Yeah, let's do this piecemeal.
One eternity later.
Okay, so there it is. There is the island of Mitrou with all the trees taken away and the grass put on and stuff like that. Now, one thing I will point out, this is, of course, higher than the island on, Google Maps or anything like that, because the ocean levels would have been a little bit lower back in the Bronze Age. And just to give you an idea, let's go ahead and look at the Google Maps picture. Yeah, that's pretty close. I'd say it's pretty close. I'm liking the way it came out. Yeah, here, let me tilt it a little bit so it's more like the map. So yeah, pretty decent. I want to do a little bit more cleaning up to it, and then maybe we change up some of this smooth sandstone because it's a little too tan for my liking. But yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. I think we can pretty much call it a day there. So next episode, we will start texturing and start putting in some of the stuff that goes on here from the Bronze Age. See you then.